much. Great to be here, guys. I'm going to be honest right off the top, admit this past year has been very, very hard on me. I went into it with the best of intentions. I thought, what a great, perfect opportunity to sort of reconnect with me, rekindle my love affair with Bryan. 15 months later, I can confidently say that I am not a fan of that. So I was hoping it would. I also thought it'd be a great chance to sort of work with my dog a little bit, get his obedience up a couple of notches. So I found a great app called Down Dog. We were working with it for about a month and a half before I realized it was actually a yoga app. Plus side, my dog now is very super flexible. Still doesn't listen to a damn word I say. I was drawn to Tinder a lot just because I really liked the fact that there was little to no risk of rejection, right? No one was going to say to me, listen, I don't want to meet you in real life because we're not allowed to do that anymore, right? So that was sort of a little bonus for Bryan. If I'm being totally honest, though, I do not like the platform for a couple of reasons. The first one, when you pull up a new profile and that first picture has more than one person on it, right? And you don't know who the profile belongs to. The only thing you know is who you hope the profile belongs to. So you got that weird, cautious moment before your swipe. You're a little tingly. You're like, oh, well, hello, swipe. Shit. I call that the Tinder surprise. What I like on Tinder is the proclivity for ghosting, right? I'm not ashamed to admit I've been ghosted a couple of times on Tinder. And I have a problem with it. And it's not the action, but as a word nerd, I don't like the term itself. Right? It grinds my gears. It like really gets my goat. It gets up there in my craw, right up there in my craw. These are all real expressions. Here's why. As we know, ghosts stick around for life. Even bringing in some sort of a priest to bless your home is no guarantee you're going to get rid of one. So knowing that, I think the term should be called Amelia Earhart. Because that girl knew how to disappear. Right? I told that joke in the before time. The woman in the front row was visibly aghast. Like this was the worst thing she had ever seen. So I have to ask, is it too soon for an Amelia Earhart joke? Thank God I didn't go with my original thought and suggest we call it Malaysia Airlines. That was real crass, real crude, but I'm not that kind of comedian. That's why you'll never hear me say that joke. The biggest sort of jarring difference between dating in my 40s is that pubic hair seems to have disappeared. Right? And that's cool. It's fine, right? It was just sort of a shock when I first got there. Everything down there now sort of looks like a recently defrosted turkey, and that's the same for men and women. It's exactly the same. The only difference is with the guys, it includes the neck and the giblets. But other than that, it's the same across the board. And that's fine, I guess. But I have never seen Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner thawing in the sink and thought, I'm going to shove my face in there. I'll leave you guys with this. I'm a full-time dad, right? I got full-time custody of my son. My son's actually half Chinese. I met his mom when I was teaching and living in Beijing, China. And now that she and I are no longer together and he and I are back here in Canada, I try and do everything I can to sort of maintain and celebrate that aspect of his identity. So we celebrate all the major Chinese holidays, Chinese New Year. I like to cook Chinese food at home, maybe once or twice a month. And sometimes when we're driving, I'll just swerve into oncoming traffic and slam on the brakes real hard for no reason. I just want him to take that part of who he is. I guess that's it.
Woo! Yes. Hi, Bryan. I really like the fact that you are really confident in the way that you're telling all your jokes. I love your transitions. I can relate to a lot of that because I lived in China. I think that maybe just one thing to really remember is that some people might not get some of the jokes that you're saying. So just really make sure that you kind of preface a couple things beforehand. But honestly, awesome job. I loved it.
Thank you much.
Yeah, Bryan, just echoing what Tamara said, I like, your delivery and your, I like the material. One thing I would work on is cadence. It might be a little specific, but like tin, 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 boom, boom, kind of like that thing. Whereas, your setup and punchline can get a little mixed because you have a lot of great turns of phrase that you use in there. Especially, I think you were talking about like in the middle, you gets your goat and et cetera, et cetera. So I would fluctuate the pacing a little bit for effect. Yeah, that's and otherwise great job. Yeah.
Bryan, great set. Confidence, as everybody said, your delivery is very natural, and I think engaging, that's a huge leg up over everybody, just to start from. And I love your misdirects. I like your comedy. It's great. If I would give 1 point, it's small. Maybe the order of the jokes a little bit, just so that they kind of like one kind of maybe led into the next one a little bit more and wasn't as big of a jump. But I had one other thing. Nope, it's just that I thought maybe you were wearing a bathrobe. I love your shirt.